I'll tell of the Battle of Hastings, as happened in days long gone by, when Duke William became King of England, and Harold got shot in the eye. It were this way: one day in October, the Duke, who was always the tough, having no battles on at moment, had given his lads day off. They'd all taken boats and gone fishing, when some chap into Conqueror's ear says, "Let's go put breeze up Saxon," says Bill. "By gum, that's an idea." Then turning around to his soldiers, he lifted his big Norman voice, shouting, "Is that who's coming to England?" That was swank, 'cause they hadn't a choice. They started away about tea time. The sea was so calm and so still, and at 9:45 the next morning they arrived at a place called Bexhill. King Harold came up as they landed, his face full of venom and hate. He says, if you've come for regatta, thou's got here just 6 weeks too late. At this, William rose, cool but haughty, and said, "Give us none of your cheek. Thou'd best get thee throne reupholstered. I'll be wanting to use it next week." Now when Harold heard this here defiance, in rage he turned purple and blue, and shouted some rude words in Saxon, to which William answered, "And you." It was a lovely day for a battle. The Normans set off with a will, and when both sides were duly assembled, they tossed for the top of the hill. King Harold, he won the advantage. On the hilltop he took his stand, with his knaves and his cads all around him, on his horse, with his hawk in his hand. Normans had nought in their favour. Their chance of victory seemed small, for slope at field were against them, and wind in the faces and all. Now, kick-off was sharp at 2:30, and as soon as whistle had went, both sides started banging each other, till swineherds could hear 'em in Kent. Saxons at best line of forwards were armed with both buckler and sword, but Normans at best combination, and when half time came, neither had scored. So Duke called his cohorts together and says, "Let's pretend that we beat. Once we get Saxons down on level, we'll chop off their means of retreat." So they ran, and the Saxons ran after, just exactly as William had planned, leaving Harold alone on the hilltop, on his horse with his hawk in his hand. When William had seen what had happened, a bow and an arrow he drew. He went right up to Harold and shot him. He were offside, but what could they do? The Normans turned round in a fury, and gave back both parry and thrust, till fighting were all of a bit shouting, and I couldn't see Saxons for dust. And after the battle was over, they found Harold so stately and grand, sitting there with an eye full of arrow, on his horse with his hawk in his hand.